Hello friends, today I am here with Reaching the Age of Adolescence Part 1 of 8th Standard. In today's session, we are going to discuss adolescence and puberty, changes during puberty and secondary sexual character. So let us start the today's session. First, we will discuss about adolescence and puberty. Adolescence is the phase of life that is in between 11 years to 19 years. During this period of life, our body undergoes several changes and these changes leads to reproductive maturity and this is called as adolescence. Between the age group of 18 to 19 years, the children are called as adolescent and also they are called as teenagers. During adolescence, our body undergoes several changes and so they become or they attain reproductive maturity, so they are capable of reproduction. So these changes are the beginning of puberty. Here you can see the adolescent. Now let us see what are the changes which are occurring during puberty. The important changes which are taking place during puberty are increase in height, change in body shape, voice change, increased activity of sweat and sebaceous gland, development of sex organs, reaching mental, intellectual and emotional maturity. So we are going to discuss one by one here. First, it is about increase in height. In case of boy, by the age of 11, 80% of his height increased and 88% of height in girl reaches. So initially the girls grows faster than boys, but about up to 18 years of age, both boys and girls reach their maximum height. Means after that they can't grow further. Their height further do not increase generally. So generally this height is a trait that come from the parents because this character it is due to the genes and genes are inherited from the parents. So height is similar to the parents because it depends upon the genes and that genes are coming from their parents, either mother or from father. Next is change in body shape. So these changes are different in boys and girls. During puberty, boys have broader shoulders and wider chest due to faster growth of muscles, whereas in case of girls, breast begins to develop and the region below the waist, that is hip, becomes wider. So this is the difference. In case of boys, the shoulder become wider and in case of girls, the hip region or waist region becomes wider. Now next is the voice change. In case of boys during puberty, the voice box, that is larynx, become larger and it is seen as swelling in the throat, that is called as Adam's apple, and hence their voice become deeper and hoarse. But this Adam's apple is absent in girls. In girls the voice box is smaller, so their voice are high pitched and later the voice become normal. Next change is increased activity of sweat and sebaceous gland. During puberty phase, there is secretion of sweat and sebaceous gland, that is bile glands, and this increases. So due to this, many teenagers get acne and pimples on their faces. So this is the also sign of adolescence. Another change is development of sex organ. During puberty in boys, the testes and penis develop completely and they are able to produce sperms and also male hormones. Whereas in girls, the ovary develops completely and they are capable of producing eggs and also female sex hormones. Next is reaching mental, intellectual and emotional development. So during the puberty, both boys and girls reaches their mental, intellectual and emotional development. They become more independent, self-conscious and their way of thinking also changes. Here you can see the different phases of life. First is baby, then baby become child, then child become adolescent, then the adolescent become adult and finally he or she become old. Now the next topic is secondary sexual character. So let us see what are the secondary sexual characters which are developed during puberty. So these are those characters which are occurring during the puberty. So in boys, hair begins to grow on face and they develop beards and mustaches. And hair also grows in the chest, armpits and pubic region, that is private parts. The testes start producing a sperm. Whereas in case of girls, their breast becomes larger and hair grows in the armpit as well as pubic regions, that is private parts. The ovary also starts producing eggs in case of girls. And these changes which are occurring means the secondary sexual characters which are occurring in boy and girls, they are controlled by some chemical substance. And these chemical substances are called as hormones. And these hormones are produced by endocrine gland, which are the ductless gland. They pour their secretion directly into the bloodstream. So the male hormone which controls secondary sexual character is called as testosterone and it is produced in the testes. And the female sex organ which controls the secondary sexual character is estrogen and it is produced in ovary. But in female there is one more hormone that is called as progesterone and this progesterone helps in holding pregnancy. So whenever this hormone will not in sufficient amount in any that girl or lady, then what will happen? There is abortion, premature birth of the child because this progesterone helps them holding the pregnancy. And this production of these hormones is controlled by another gland that is called as pituitary gland. So which is called as master gland of the body. Thank you and for any kind of doubts please write your question in comment section.